Hi fellow crafters, welcome to Mindful Vibing Academy. I am Kriti and today we will be trying imprinting air dry clay using leaves. So I collected some of the leaves from my garden and I just wanted to try different textures on my air dry clay. To getting started with the project, you will need to condition the air dry clay. Kneading the air dry clay will bring it in the form where it can be molded easily without cracks. Now to start with the process, you have to start rolling it out using your kitchen rolling pin or any acrylic rolling pin if you have that. I'm just flattening out the surface. You can also use depth guides to make sure that the thickness of the slab remains even throughout. Now I'm taking one of the leaves and placing it over my air dry clay and pressing it ever so slightly using my rolling pin. You just have to create indents in your air dry clay, so make sure that you roll it evenly but slightly. Now pick up the leaf to see the texture beneath it. I love the shape of this leaf, so I have decided to keep the design in the same manner, and that's why I'm cutting out the outlines using my craft knife, keeping the shape of the leaf as the shape of the trinket tray. And this is what I got. Now I'm using a little bit of water to even out the edges for this leaf. You have to do it for the entire piece. I wanted the leaf ends to be slightly uplifted, so I'm using this bowl to keep it in. And now I'm placing it in to dry, so I'll be keeping it in the same manner for 24 hours. Now I'm starting with the second leaf. Again, I'm going ahead with the same process of kneading and rolling it out using my rolling pin. With this leaf, I got a little light texture, but it was still appreciable, so I kept it. I had initially decided to go ahead with 5 leaves, but the rest of the 2 leaves didn't really give very nice textures. They were very light, the veins were not very visible, and hence I decided to not use them. For this leaf as well, I loved the shape, so I decided to keep the shape as is for the trinket tray. And this is what I got. Again, I'm smoothing out the edges using water, and then I'll be keeping it in a bowl to make sure that it gets a little bit of curvy structure with slightly uplifted endings. For the third tray, we have very interesting set of leaves. So it was particularly tricky to work with this leaf as all the leaves were in different directions. So I had to move very slowly when I was trying to imprint it on my air dry clay. I imprinted it on one end and then I felt like if I imprint it on the other end in another upside down position, it will bring out really beautiful textures. So I went ahead with that as well. Now for this trinket tray, I decided to go out with a round shape. So I took the cap of my candle and then created a circle shape out of it using my craft knife. Again, I'm smoothing out the edges using water and then I'll be keeping it to dry. I had kept out the dishes to dry for 24 hours and this is what we got. Now I'm starting with the painting. So I have chosen to paint them green. I'll be using different green colors for each of them. For the first tray, I'm going to use a sponge to make the textures on the tray, like so. It turned out really beautiful. With the second tray, I decided to go out with a little bit of shading using the acrylic paint. I tried shading in a way that the edges were slightly darker than the middle portion, and it turned out absolutely beautiful. For the third one, I decided to go ahead with the spray painting. So I used this spray painting in this manner. I used two different colors, one was green and one was slightly darker version of green with a accentuated black shade. I decided to color the entire plate because I thought it'll give it a very nice element. And this is how it turned out. To add to the look of the plates, I decided to color the edges in golden color. Also, I did a little bit of gold painting in between for the third plate. And this is how it turned out. I left the plates to dry for half an hour, and after that I started applying Mod Podge over it to make it waterproof. I did this process for all of the three trays, and this is how they turned out with a slight bit of shine. So this was a tutorial for imprinting prints on your air dry clay. I really hope that you liked this video, and if you liked it, do give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more such content. Also let me know if you would like to see more such tutorials. Till we meet next, take care.